Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday. Happy Faith-Based Sunday. We are here back, ready for a nice, good topic that I think would offer a balanced perspective on a phrase that to me is just a little off-putting, but mostly I don't fully subscribe to this phrase. Before we get into today's video, do remember to subscribe to the channel. Do remember to turn on your post notifications, like the video, do subscribe. I want to continue sharing my thoughts and opinions on different topics each and every week, and I can only do it with you guys' support. But before we actually get into today's topic, I want to preface this conversation by saying that 1, this is my opinion. Number 2, everyone has their life experiences and perspectives as to why they think and go about things the way that they do. And I'm not here to judge, I'm not here to condemn, I'm not here to do any of that. I'm just sharing my general perspective on something that I think people have a little wrong. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. Okay, today's video. So we're going to be talking about the phrase, I'm not a Christian, I'm a follower of Christ. And even though I can understand to an extent why people say the things that they do, or why people say that specific phrase, I don't agree with it. Because to me, it sounds like you're trying to separate yourself from the weight of what it is to be a Christian, which in turn, being a Christian is being a follower of Christ. And understanding that those two things go hand in hand, they're not separate. Instead of abandoning the word, you need to proclaim it in a way that was intentionally meant to be known as. And it's not the negative aspects of what people try to make it to be. So first and foremost, let's understand why people even say this phrase. 1, people say this phrase because of history, because of the misuse of the Bible, culture misuse, political misuse, a slavery, judgment, and hypocrisy. So those things cause people to not want to carry the burden of other Christians and automatically feel the need to have to say, I'm a follower of Christ, I'm not a Christian. Because the word Christianity and the religion Christianity has been misused over and over and over again to the gains and sins of man. And I don't think that people know how to address those kind of conversations when they occur. And it causes them to automatically default in saying, hey, I follow the man, but I'm not following the religion. Even though the Son of God is who created that religion, the New Testament is based off of the new thing that Jesus came to do, the living sacrifice, his sacrifice that he came to do upon this world. And obviously I'm simplifying this to bring light to the phrase and the conversation. But I want to remind people that 1, it's not your job to defend what you believe in. And it's not your job to sit there and argue with someone who already has their mind made up of why Christianity is bad or why following Christ is bad. You can't sit there and satisfy everyone. And not everyone grew up or believes or has the experiences that you have to even get you to the place where you believe in Christ. So segueing into the second thing that I want to address. So when you stop calling yourself a Christian, you are letting other people define what a Christian is or what the word means. You are letting critics, non-believers, other religions, and hypocrites own the definition of Christianity. And whether people want to sit there and bring up history, whether people want to sit there and bring up the sins of other men who used Jesus or used Christianity to obtain the unfavorable things and write history in a way that we look back on and are ashamed of. That is not your burden to carry. The same way how you cannot carry the sins of another person, you cannot carry the sins of other men from the past. It is a baseless argument. It is not substantial. And it's a little silly to even sit there and even entertain people who say that. People are going to use and manipulate words. People are going to be manipulative people. People are going to sit there and do wrong if that's in the desire of their heart, in the name of Christianity or in the name of another religion or in the name of no one. Don't allow other people, especially people who do not have the same faith that you do and the same understanding and experiences that you do, tell you what it is to be a Christian. And I want to just shed light to the good thing. There was a time when Christianity, saying I am a Christian, was dealt with pride and dignity and responsibility. It meant character, love, integrity, faith, living like Christ. And even though we sit there and fall short from the grace of God, that is the very reason why Christianity is so powerful, why Jesus, why Christ is so amazing, because he understood and he made the ultimate sacrifice to show us that he understands our weaknesses, he understands our flaws, and he loves us so much that he wants to give us an opportunity to do better. He wants to give us an opportunity to live eternally. And for people who sit there and criticize that logic or criticize those things, just silence. You don't have to respond to them. You can offer them the word, give them the truth, give them the understanding that you have. And if they refuse to accept it, you can bring a horse to the water, but you cannot force it to drink. And that's the mindset that you need to have. Hold that word, I am a Christian, with dignity, with pride, and understanding that there was the Son of God who came down and decided to give his life for me, and for everyone here, to give us a chance to be with him, to give us a chance to have paradise. And if people find that silly, if people find that illogical, if people don't resonate with that, that's not your problem. It's not your issue. And just move about life. You shared the word. You're at peace with yourself because you know your experiences. You know what you believe in. And you held true all the way into the end. The scariest thing to me, and this is why I wanted to bring light to this phrase of I'm a follower of Christ, I'm not a Christian, is because that is a slick way of denial, of trying to cover yourself like, hey, Jesus, I believe in you and I love you, but I can't call myself a Christian because, and excuses after excuses, whether if it's because these people say this or because what other people have done in the past. And I want to say this verse because it shook me to my core since I was a little girl. And despite the phases that I've been through in life, I've never wanted to ever come across like I was denying Jesus in any shape or form. And the verse is from Matthew 10:33. It says, "If you deny me, I will deny you before my Father." And that is a very powerful warning that Jesus gives us. That right there shakes me to my bones. Like, I don't want no problems with you, Jesus. I just, I'm trying to say, I'm trying to make it to heaven. Like, I don't want no problems with him. And I don't even want to come across in my ignorance thinking that, I'm saying I'm a follower of Christ, and in reality, I'm denying the very thing that he formed to give to the world. And he's the reason why Christianity exists. His sacrifice, his devotion, the way that he lived, and the things that he said are the core message of what Christianity is. So to deny the very thing that he created is partially denying him, if not fully. And whether people have the intent in their heart a certain way, and I understand people say, well, God looks at the heart. That is true. But also love him enough to understand that I don't even want to come across as denying him in any shape, way, or form, even if deep inside I don't mean it, because I love him. In the same way how I don't want to offend my mother, my brothers, my family, my friends, and I'm respectful of the things and mindful of the things that I say to them and the things I say about them, I'm going to do even more for the Son of God who sacrificed his life for me. And the biggest thing that people need to understand and have a more balanced perspective on is the issue is not Christianity. The issue are the people who did not live like Christ, who used the Bible, who used the name of Christ in vain, who used the name of Christ, who used Christianity to obtain the things that they wanted to obtain, to justify, right? Not truly justifying, but to justify and manipulate the words in the Bible to use it for their own disgusting ends. And you don't have to rename your faith to make people comfortable. You don't have to water down your faith to make it easier for people to accept. No, the Bible stands on its own. You don't have to say, I'm spiritual. You don't have to say, I'm a follower of Christ. I'm not a Christian. No, say I am a Christian and I'm choosing to live like Christ. And it's not saying to live perfectly, because that's the very basis of why he made that sacrifice. It's to say that I'm going to put the effort to be the good person that I know I could be. So, putting everything into perspective, what I'm trying to tell people is to reclaim the word in the intention that it was originally created. Representation of the Son of God who came down to earth to die for our sins. To stand in that truth. To represent it correctly. To live it correctly. To show people what a real Christian looks like. And don't let history, critics, or hypocrites strip you from your faith. Because at the end of the day, all of us, Christian, non-Christians, believers, non-believers alike, we all fall short from grace. And that is the very reason why Christianity has come to stay. And remember that. At the end of the day, you cannot take on the burden of other people. You cannot take on the sin of other people. Salvation is individually. And I'm not sitting here telling you that I'm the best Christian. I'm not sitting here telling you I'm the most perfect Christian. I am flawed like every other person. But I have a love and I have a pride for the Son of God who came down for me to give his very life so I can have a chance to live in eternity with him and to escape condemnation. So I'm going to end it here. I hope that this message came across with a gentle, respectful, but clear, balanced perspective that being a Christian is being a follower of Christ. Don't let other people sway you from that. And don't be embarrassed of it just because a few other people in history have used it in such a wrong way. And don't argue with people. Don't argue with people. If they believe, awesome. You shared the word, they believe, that's great. That's what we're here for. And if they don't believe, you did your part. And it's not on you to take on the criticism, to take on other people's burden. The only burden that you have is to live like Christ. And we have a moment to share why being a Christian, being a follower of Christ is so amazing. And it's something that everyone should take into account or take the time to hear. So I'm going to end it here. I hope this message was a blessing to you. As you guys may know, remember we are here every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, showing out different topics. Do go on my Instagram page, YouTube community posts, or Facebook to see the different days, the different themes for each day. And obviously, last but not least, do subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. So, bye.